Welcome. Today we will be reading lesson 330 in the workbook and from the text, chapter 28, section 7, the Ark of Safety. And now for lesson 330. I will not hurt myself again today. Let us this day accept forgiveness as our only function. Why should we attack our minds and give them images of pain? Why should we teach them they are powerless when God holds out His power and His love and bids them take what is already theirs? The mind that is made willing to accept God's gifts has been restored to spirit and extends its freedom and its joy, as is the will of God united with its own. The self which God created cannot sin, and therefore cannot suffer. Let us choose today that He be our identity, and thus escape forever from all things the dream of fear appears to offer us. Father, your Son cannot be hurt. And if we think we suffer, we but fail to know our one identity we share with you. We would return to it today, to be made free forever from all our mistakes, and to be saved from what we thought we were. Let one today release all attack thoughts so that one does not injure oneself. And let forgiveness show oneself another way. For one can only cause hurt and pain to oneself by believing in a self that is separate, isolated, and vulnerable. The power and strength of love did not create one to be weak and frail. When one begins to accept the peace and joy of one's true inheritance, one will be restored to one's true self. This self is absent of guilt and fear and suffering. It has never sinned because it was created innocent and complete by love itself. It has no needs, for it is whole and wholly everlasting. So there is no need today to punish oneself in any way. And now for our text reading for today, from chapter 28, section 7, the Ark of Safety. God asks for nothing, and His Son, like Him, need ask for nothing. For there is no lack in Him. An empty space, a little gap, would be a lack. and it is only there that he could want for something he has not. A space where God is not. A gap between the Father and the Son is not the will of either, who have promised to be one. God's promise is a promise to himself, and there is no one who could be untrue to what he wills as part of what he is. The promise that there is no gap between himself and what he is cannot be false. What will can come between what must be one, and in whose wholeness there can be no gap. The beautiful relationship you have with all your brothers is a part of you because it is a part of God himself. Are you not sick if you deny yourself your wholeness and your health? The source of help, the call to healing, and the call to heal. Your Savior waits for healing, and the world waits with him. Nor are you apart from it. For healing will be one or not at all, its oneness being where the healing is. What could correct for separation but its opposite? There is no middle ground in any aspect of salvation. You accept it wholly or accept it not. What is unseparated must be joined, and what is joined cannot be separate. Either there is a gap between you and your brother, or you are as one. There is no in between, no other choice, and no allegiance to be split between the two. A split allegiance is but faithlessness to both, and merely sets you spinning round to grasp uncertainly at any straw that seems to hold some promise of relief. Yet who can build his home upon a straw and count on it as shelter from the wind? The body can be made a home like this because it lacks foundation in the truth. And yet because it does, it can be seen as not your home, but merely as an aid to help you reach the home where God abides. With this as purpose is the body healed. It is not used to witness to the dream of separation and disease, nor is it idly blamed for what it did not do. It serves to help the healing of God's Son, and for this purpose it cannot be sick. It will not join a purpose not your own, and you have chosen that it not be sick. All miracles are based upon this choice, and given you the instant it is made. No forms of sickness are immune, because the choice cannot be made in terms of form. The choice of sickness seems to be of form, yet it is one, as is its opposite. And you are sick or well accordingly. But never you alone. This world is but the dream that you can be alone and think without affecting those apart from you. To be alone must mean you are apart, and if you are, you cannot but be sick. This seems to prove that you must be apart. Yet all it means is that you tried to keep a promise to be true to faithlessness. Yet faithlessness is sickness. It is like the house set upon straw. It seems to be quite solid and substantial in itself. Yet its stability cannot be judged apart from its foundation. If it rests on straw, there is no need to bar the door, and lock the windows and make fast the bolts. The wind will topple it, and rain will come and carry it into oblivion. What is the sense in seeking to be safe in what was made for danger and for fear? Why burden it with further locks and chains and heavy anchors, when its weakness lies not in itself, but in the frailty of the little gap of nothingness whereon it stands? What can be safe that rests upon a shadow? Would you build your home upon what will collapse beneath a feather's weight? Your home is built upon your brother's health, upon his happiness, his sinlessness, and everything his Father promised him. No secret promise you have made instead has shaken the foundation of his home. The winds will blow upon it, and the rain will beat against it, but with no effect. The world will wash away, and yet this house will stand forever. For its strength lies not within itself alone. It is an ark of safety resting on God's promise that his Son is safe forever in himself. What gap can interpose itself between the safety of this shelter and its source? From here, the body can be seen as what it is, and neither less nor more in worth than the extent to which it can be used to liberate God's Son unto his home. And with this holy purpose is it made a home of holiness a little while, because it shares your Father's will with you. We are told in this section that one is not lacking in any way, for one is an extension of love itself, which lacks nothing. Nor is there any gap between love and its extensions, for there is no division in oneness. One has become sick by denying one's wholeness, making a world of separation and different bodies. Healing requires one to accept unity and deny the absence of wholeness. In division, one has chosen to see one's home as in the body. But the body cannot provide a lasting and safe foundation. Yet the body can be given the purpose of helping one reach the home where love abides. And with this purpose is the body healed. One's enduring home is built upon the well-being and union with another, here called the Ark of Safety, and is cradled in one's true foundation of love itself.